Hello, hello, testing, testing. We should be working now. Just gonna give it a few seconds and then we're gonna get started. Okay. Hey, testing, testing. Just want to make sure my mic is working. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to write and rank articles using Sonnet. Sonnet is now by far the #1 AI writer, far outpassing GPT-4o. I've done a lot of testing, and in my opinion, Claude Sonnet just writes much, much better compared to GPT-4o. So if you haven't used it, I definitely recommend that you use it. It is a really, really good tool. It's very, very intuitive, very smart, and allows you to write really in-depth, unique content. So the way that I use Sonnet is by using the API console. And then once you open up the API console, we're going to start prompting with Claude. So it's very, very simple to use Claude. But in today's video, not only will I be showing you how to necessarily write content with Claude, but I'll also be showing you how to optimize your content and how to increase the likeness of ranking on the first page of Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start with my typical SEO prompts. And for fun, I'm going to use my SEO plus low AI prompts just to see if we're actually able to bypass AI detectors as well. This is a pretty long prompt, but it's fine because Claude actually is able to understand much more compared to GPT-4o. I find that Claude is just able to understand a lot more content, so that means you can actually paste a lot more of your prompts in Claude, and it will actually understand that information that you're pasting, rather than just reading one or two sentences or just getting a gist of it. Okay, so now I have my prompts here. This is my low AI prompts and my SEO prompts. And again, you can find these prompts in the description below today's video. And I'm going to create two different types of articles today. So the first type of article is going to be an article that is going to be up to date on new information within my niche. Now, it's easy for you to rank for these types of articles because there's not a lot of articles that write on new and up to date, or not a lot of websites that write on new and up to date articles. So for example, I'm writing for the Canadian mortgage industry. So all I did was I searched up Canadian mortgage news, and you can search up news within whichever niche that you're in. I found two articles that I really like. So all I'm going to do is I'm simply going to copy over this information, feed it into the AI, and tell it to write an article based upon that information. Okay, so let's just simply go ahead and copy this information. You don't have to necessarily worry too much about if you copy over some irrelevant information, because the AI is really good at sifting through that information and using whichever information it thinks is the best. Okay, so when writing, I want you to use this information in the article, but do not plagiarize. Write in your own unique tone. Right, so I've pasted in the first article here. And now we're going to paste in the second article. So this is just up-to-date information or up-to-date news within the Canadian market. So you can search up and find any necessarily, you can find up any news articles or anything that you, even a blog post that you find that is really good around the topic, and there's no other blog posts around that information, we can copy over that information and tell the AI to use it as inspiration. And it works really, really well at allowing you to write up-to-date information. And again, this makes it easier to rank for because there's not a lot of articles that write about this topic, and if it's up to date, there's going to be a lot of search queries about that topic and not a lot of search articles. So then that means your likeliness of actually ranking is much, much higher when you write on new and up-to-date information. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tell it to, using the information provided, create your own unique, catchy clickbait title. So I'm changing up the prompts a little bit. Let me move my face. Yes, I'm changing up the prompts a little bit just to tell it to use that information provided to write an article, create your own unique, catchy, and clickbait title. So now we're going to run this article and we're going to see the output in which we're going to get back. So this is going to be the outline first. So while that's running, let's actually go ahead. We're going to duplicate this and we're going to create one more article. And this is going to be a more typical article, which you would do keyword research for, find a topic, and then write about that topic. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just going to open up a new API console, essentially, where I'll be creating my system prompts and generating my information. So first, I'm going to head over to my favorite keyword research tool. Let's say, for example, Ahrefs. We're going to sign in and we can do some keyword research. So in order to do keyword research, all we have to do is either search up the term in which we are trying to write about. So for example, I could search up mortgages and I can change this to Canada. And as you can see here, we're going to get some examples of mortgages or keywords within the mortgage industry that we can write about. So I can go through this and see whichever articles I would like to write about. So for example, RMG, you can take a look at this. I think this is a branded keyword. This is a company. So this may not be the best. Yeah, RMG mortgages. Maybe I can do a review of this company. But I can scroll down and I can see which keyword would be good to write about. So we can scroll down and again, we see things like private mortgages. That's a good keyword. True North Mortgages. This is another company. And so forth. So for example, let's say if I wanted to now write an article about private mortgages, I can copy over this keyword. And this is going to be the keyword in which I'm going to write about. So again, I'm going to copy over my SEO prompts. And we're going to prompt that into our system. And then we're going to do the same thing with our outline prompts. Okay. So now we have private mortgages. That is our keyword. So we're going to insert our keyword into this section here. And we're going to do the same thing, increase the maximum token length and then run. So now that that's finished, our outline should be completed. So I'm going to copy over our prompt. And this is the outline for the first article in which we fed up-to-date information on. So now what we're going to do, we're going to tell AI to write the full article. I'm not going to tell it to write each section individually. And we're not going to include, okay, maybe we'll include external links. Sure, why not? Write in Markdown and aim for 1500 words. Okay, so let's run this and see how that goes. And the private mortgages outline should also be finished as well. Yep, so that's finished. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add this to the conversation. Now, before we actually start writing, what I will do is I will actually head over to NeuronWriter. And I'm going to search up that keyword, which is private mortgages. And let's use one of our old projects. Do a new query. Private mortgages. I'm not sure if Canada is available. CDN. So because Canada doesn't seem to be available. Okay, if it's in alphabetical order, yeah, it's not. So we're going to start using the United States. And then we're going to go to new query. No, wrong. We have to wait until this is loaded up. So once that's loaded up, then we can actually start copying over the keywords. So while that's being loaded up, let's go ahead and see the article that we got back. So this is actually about 1,500 words because it's about 2,300 tokens. So as you can see, Sonnet does a good job at following instructions. So usually if I tell GPT-4o to write, 1,500 words, I usually don't get that. But as you can see here, Sonnet hit it on the T with 1,575 words. So let's convert this into Markdown. Okay, and this is the full article in which we get back mortgage mayhem, how Canada's interest rate roller coaster will impact your home loan in 2024. Understanding the current economic landscape, we had a external link, Deloitte's interest rate forecast, the mortgage renewal crunch, key stats, how interest rates changes and affects different types of mortgages, soft landing scenario. This is really good. This is really, really good, in-depth, unique content that's very useful and up-to-date. So when you write content like this, I don't see the problem. I don't see how, if you continue writing content like this, you wouldn't be able to rank. You wouldn't be able to build authority within your space. If you're writing on the same keywords that everyone else is writing on, and you're using the same methods to write that content, then of course I can see why you wouldn't rank. But something like this is really good. So let's go ahead and actually copy this over. I want to see if the links work. So we're going to open up a new document. Paste that in there. Now let's see. This is Bank of Canada. Wow, this is really good. It's from 2023 because Claude is a little bit older in terms of like information that it's trained on, but it's nice that we're actually getting external links that work. This looks like it works as well. Canada.ca. They're really good, right? Claude is doing a really, really good job at writing content that we're actually that we don't have to do much editing and that we can just simply be confident and post it on our website. So now that the keywords should be finished, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at this. Private mortgages. And also, if you want to try NeuronWriter for yourselves, you can search it up on AppSumo. There is a lifetime deal. We're going to go to next. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to copy over all of these terms. So copy list of visible terms. Then we're going to prompt the AI When writing the full article, include these keywords naturally. So I told you to write the full article, include list, tables, charts, aim for 2,500 words, write in Markdown. Okay, so let's see how this does. Just want to make sure, yep, it's the correct article. As you can see, it's going to start doing its thing. So now that you have your article finished, there's a couple of small things in which you need to do. You need to generate your title and your meta description. So you can simply head back over to Claude and tell it to create SEO short and the point SEO title. And meta description. So we can run that. Okay, so now we have the title and the meta description. And then you can simply paste that into your website. You can also ask it to, now let's do something else. Create an image. So I told us to create some image prompts, right, in which we can use, and then we can simply copy over these prompts and we can create an image on ChatGPT. So that's how you can actually create images or use it in DALL-E 3, Midjourney, whatever tool you're using, you can then use that to generate an image. So you can generate images, you have your title and you made a description, and then all you have to do now is post this on your website. So of course, we didn't necessarily get a chance to SEO optimize that article, but that's because that is a more up-to-date article on a new topic. But if we're writing on a topic that is more general, like, you know, for this topic, which is around private mortgages, then I would definitely make sure that I'm optimizing this content just to make sure that I'm following the best on-page SEO practices. So in terms of word count, it's 1,300 words. So again, the AI isn't perfect. It doesn't always hit that search count. But what I would do here, I would now tell it to keep the same tone and format, but expand to 2,500 words. And usually if I give it a second prompt, it usually follows that second prompt. So just keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert our content. We're going to copy it over. And now we're going to head over to NeuronWriter. So first, let's generate our title, and the AI can actually do that for you, and it does a pretty good job. We're also going to generate our description. Save and close. And we're going to paste in our content. And right off the bat, we have a score of 72 out of 83. And this is really, really good. To get anything over 70 right off the bat without doing any further optimization, I am happy with that number. What you can now do is you can now head over to headings, and we can add in some keywords. So best private mortgage lender. So for example, if I add that in, we go up to 73. right? And we can just continue that process with our H2s and H3s and get it up to an 80 or 85, whatever you like it to be. But 73 right off the bat is really, really good. So now, again, you would do the same thing. You would generate our title. Well, we already have our title and made a description. Probably generate some images for this using Dolly 3 or whatever image generation tool you use, or you can just get some images from stock websites, and that is good to go. Then you can post this article on your website. Before we finish up, I want to just quickly check the originality score. How to index Medium articles on Google. So I'm not entirely sure about Medium articles. I haven't really explored those articles, but I would assume that, you know, if it's from Medium, then it's probably easier for you to be indexed because Medium has a very high authority. So I don't know if there's a way in which you can manually index content from Medium, because I know, let's, for example, if I own a website, I can go on to Google Search Console and then I can simply manually index my content. So I'm not sure if you can do the same thing with Medium. So I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll have to take a look into it. I think it just, honestly, I think with Medium articles, it probably is the articles that are popular and people like and people are reading. Those are the articles that probably get indexed. Or if, let's say, for example, there's not a lot of articles about that topic and you write a really good article in Medium and that satisfies the search intent, then I think Google will naturally place that article higher on Google. So I don't know if there's necessarily a way in which you can manually do so. But again, if there is, you guys can let me know below. Okay, so I'm going to do a scan of the private mortgages article to see what the AI score is. So we're going to see if we actually were able to bypass AI detectors. And while that's actually being written, let's see how the expanded article is looking. So this is about 3,000 tokens. So that means that this article is much longer. This is probably around a 2,000 word article. So again, sometimes you just have to let the AI do its thing once more, right? And then you're usually able to get the results in which you're going after. Okay, so 2,700 words. That is a really good length. Now we're going to convert this again to Markdown. Okay, so a really in-depth article about private mortgages we get here. So pros and cons, who should consider it, how to obtain, application process, private mortgages, rates, and so forth. And we get some nice scenarios here as well with key takeaways. So really, really good article. In terms of AI detection, let's see how this AI article did. So it is 0% 100% original and 0% original. Sorry, 100% AI and 0% original. Sometimes we run into that issue when we are using Sonnet. There are a couple of ways in which you can go about bypassing AI detectors. If you actually want to know how to do that, just check out the latest video that I uploaded. But I wouldn't worry too much about these metrics. This is not something that I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with writing the highest quality content that satisfies the searcher intent, that the reader will love to read, and Google will then see that and rank my article. Once I'm focused on that, then I'm not worried too much about AI detection scores. But overall, that is a process in which I would use to write up-to-date news articles for my niche and also writing on more general topics, and how I would combine using Sonnet with NeuronWriter. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and I hope that you learned something new. If you did, let it be known by giving us a big thumbs up and leave any comments or any questions you may have in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.